Blue Men and the Sand Library. Once upon a time, in the vast, shimmering sands of North Africa, right in the land of the Tuareg nomads, there was a story unlike any other. This story is about mysterious beings called the Blue Men and a special place called the Sand Library. But before we get into the magic of it all, let me tell you about the key characters. First, there's Amara, a young Tuareg girl with a curious spirit and a heart full of stories. She's known for her bright eyes that sparkle whenever she hears a legend from her elders. Then there's her father, Malik, a wise nomad who has traveled many deserts and listened to countless stories. He's a storyteller at heart, always eager to pass down the traditions that keep their culture alive. And finally, there are the Blue Men, mysterious, tall beings with shimmering blue skin who appear only when the desert secrets are truly in danger of being lost forever. Now, the story unfolds many years ago, when the desert was a little less harsh and the winds carried tales from one dune to another. Malik and Amara would often sit by a great sand dune, where the nomads would carve symbols into the soft sands, symbols that represented their virtues like kindness, honesty, courage, and patience. These symbols weren't just drawings, they were like little stories, reminders of what made a person strong and good. The nomads had a special way of storing their stories too. When they wanted to remember a story, they would draw symbols on the dune, simple yet meaningful marks that could be swept away by a storm or the shifting sands. But that's where the magic begins. Sometimes, after a storm, these symbols would disappear entirely, as if they had been erased by the wind. Yet, strangely enough, the kindness symbols, the ones that spoke of caring and understanding, would always reappear after the storm passed. It's as if kindness had a way of surviving even the strongest winds. One day, a terrible sandstorm swept over the desert, one so fierce that it erased almost everything in its path. Malik and Amara watched in awe as the storm danced across the dunes, swallowing the symbols of their stories. It seemed as if all their memories and lessons had been wiped away. But then, something incredible happened. When the storm calmed, the kindness marks reappeared on the dunes, shining softly in the sunlight. It was as if kindness had a magic of its own, more resilient than the strongest. Storm. That's when Malik told Amara about the Sand Library. This wasn't a building with books, but rather a hidden place in the desert where all the stories and symbols of virtues were kept safe by the Blue Men. These beings, the Blue Men, were guardians of memory and virtue. They didn't speak in words, they communicated through their glowing blue skin and gentle presence. They watched over the desert stories, ensuring that even when storms erased the symbols, the lessons of kindness and virtue would always come back. The Blue Men taught Malik and Amara that stories are like seeds. They grow strongest when rooted in kindness and shared with others. And just like the symbols they drew in the sand, virtues are symbols of what makes us better people. They are small marks we make in our actions every day, like helping a friend, sharing a smile, or being honest even when it's hard. Now I want to invite you to think about your own virtues. Imagine drawing a symbol that represents one of your best qualities, maybe a heart for kindness, a shield for courage, or a star for hope. What would that symbol look like? How would you show kindness, honesty, or bravery in your daily life? Just like the nomads drawing symbols in the sand, your actions can become your personal virtues. And remember, like the kindness symbols that reappear after the storm, your good deeds and virtues stay with you even when you forget them. They're part of who you are and can shine through in tough times, guiding others and yourself through storms of life. So the next time you see the wind sweeping across a sandy hill, think of the Sand Library and the Blue Men. Think of how stories and virtues are kept safe in the wind's whisper, and how kindness always finds its way back, no matter what storms come our way. And that's the magic of the Blue Men and the Sand Library, a reminder that virtues are the true treasures of the desert, and stories are the footprints we leave behind for others to follow.